Sorry, I just timestamp November 8th, 2025, 9:30 a.m. I just pretty much got goosed by my dog. We're close, but we don't normally do that. Doing some of the Starbucks medium. Still got a couple of those big old bags. Again, I won't pay. Yeah, we're going. I won't pay $8 for a cup of coffee in the wild, but if Walmart wants to make a pricing error and sell 30-ounce bags or what have you for like $4, yeah, I'll buy a few of those. That was a while ago. I have a strange cosmic luck field that allows me to find things way cheaper than they should be. Just always had a knack. It's a nice skill. From a gaming standpoint, I don't know if that would be a skill or a perk, or it's not really a skill, I guess. My scrounging score is through the roof, though. Kind of a GURPS reference there. You know. Nice, quiet morning early in our station. I like having a dog or two, or three. I've had 3 dogs before, only a couple times, but 8. I'd have to have a lot of property and some good soundproofing here and there, you know? Still chuckling because of what my girl was saying. I'm going to go out at 3 in the morning and make noise. You diabolical minx. Okay. Definitely could do some burn barrel action today. Apparently we've got potential for like a wet, cold front kind of thing coming in. It's in the 60s right now. It feels nice. We were going to do a garage sale tomorrow. I'm not going to plan on it because I'm looking at the Weather Channel and I've got 15 to 30% rain chances basically from now through Sunday evening. Will it rain tomorrow morning, tomorrow early afternoon? No idea. But I'd much rather get my game plan together now and basically just cross that off and just do eBay. I've got a huge amount of eBay things bagged, separated, whatnot. It's just a matter of actually taking pictures and listing. And with the stuff that I've already listed, I've got pretty good templates, which is nice. Because what you can do, if you're new to the eBay thing, if you've got something similar, like I'm going to be doing 2-figure Doctor Who figure lots, and just open up one of the ones that I've already listed or sold, hit sell similar, and then I can just, all the categories will still be in place. I can just kind of replace the photos and the description really briefly and list it. I'm going to be doing that with probably a couple Scooby-Doo lots and a lot of Doctor Who. I've still got, you guys good? Or I've still got a couple of Doctor Who lots coming in that I haven't, received yet. But I have the makings for, I don't know, have to look. But I'm going to be selling that extra face bow. I need to actually Google Lens or look up what that dialect chamber thing is. I know what it is, I just don't know what it's officially labeled as. And if people are doing keyword searches, calling it by it, definitely a critter of some sort. Calling it by what the rest of the world calls it can be pretty important. Because otherwise they're never going to find it. And I want them to find it and buy it. It's kind of the point of listing it on eBay, right? Let's get this kid and get him a cookie. You can't have the Doritos, those are mine and Tiny's. Half one for Tanner. Alright. Okay. Standing sideways so that I really can't get out of the alcove. My dude. Kids. Get some more coffee. Hard boiled up. We had some eggs that were getting close to date, so I went ahead and made it hard boiled. Ordered a couple more 18 packs. Because the guy's still a turd and a con artist. And I'm well aware that he really had nothing to do with this. But at least in my area, egg prices are down. Which is nice. I've heard it said that people are paying under $2 a gallon for gas. I'd like to know where in Narnia that is. And grocery prices, I definitely... Because I'm good with numbers, I remember numbers. And I'm good with prices and whatnot. You want to get out of my way now? Why, thank you. Come on, Tanner. Were you standing at the Lanai entrance just barking at the dogs next door? When Pix goes out there at 3 in the morning, she needs to take you with. You'll love it. But I'm very good at remembering numbers. Always have been. And I know that things that I buy on a regular basis have gone up 10 cents, 30 cents. And some stuff's only gone up by like 10%. And I've got some stuff that's gone up 50%. And that's math, and you can't hide it. But eggs, at least, are back down. And I know before, when they jumped up to like $6, $8 a dozen, there was some kind of a bird flu thing going on this a couple of years ago now. Because it all got blamed on Biden, you know. Because Biden created the bird flu that caused poultry and egg prices to go nuts. Let's keep it real. If there's anybody right now that's going to cause a disease outbreak, it's going to be RFK Jr. That man is a nut. But I mean, I've got like that Predator figure that I got a while ago. Huge amounts of, got a Raggedy Doctor and an uncle. I know they don't necessarily go together. Matt Smith was the doctor with the doctor's wife, with Idris and uncle, and all that, but I figured the Raggedy Doctor look would be a good match for the uncle. That's the one where he has to kind of like make a TARDIS console and all that. But yeah, I mean, I've got like that Dalek contraption thing with one of the more banged up Davros. Got my Davros and my Tom Baker, and got those weird Rogue One figures. So they're not really action figures. They really do remind me of what you'd see from Applause. Because Applause likes doing those like static PVC figures with a base. They've done that for quite a few different series over the years. But it doesn't say Applause. So, I don't know, very strange. They really look like Applause. But I've also got some D&D figures. I picked up that huge mix lot. I kept a few pieces from it, but I'm reselling most of it. I figured out what they all were. Google Lens. Like, these two guys are the Stalwart Men-at-Arms set. Because they mostly came in like 2 and 3 packs. My LGN TSR AD&D and a lot of those, they're PVC, they're molded, they're not posable per se, they come pre-posed. They did do some figures that are bendy. Like I've got a Hydra where the necks are made of the like bendy material, the wire insert where you can make the necks do all kinds of crazy stuff. But most of the smaller figures are pretty much standard, static, heavy, thick, big army men style, without a base. But a lot of these are $10, $20 figures or packs. So I think that's an Imaginext. I think that's an early Imaginext. I wish I'd gotten this up before Halloween, but you know, it is what it is. Serious fans of Halloween and whatnot typically buy their stuff year round, so that won't be too bad. Is potato. Janus resting comfortably after enjoying some beef strips of the Special Kitty, the Walmart brand can. I definitely have isolated that his favorites are the turkey and cheese and the mixed grill. And I think he likes the super supper a lot too. He won't turn down the chicken, but I've been giving him other things too to experiment. He didn't really care. When I say he didn't really care for it, I don't want to insinuate that he like pushed it away, looked at me and said, "Bring me something else from the galley." But the seafood, he didn't tear into it. I was curious. He had like the white fish and the salmon and stuff like that. He didn't tear into it. My girl's cat, Stevie, especially if it's salmon, she'll cut you. She'll cut you. I've never seen a cat go like full frenzy, like White Wolf Vampire Frenzy on cat food before, until then. It's terrifying. She's a 4-pound cat, and she was pushing like 10-pound cats away from their cans, just inhaling it. And then she wound up like 2 hours later, she was like yakking everywhere because she overate. I think she tried to eat like 4 cans of cat food. It was nuts. Hilarious, but nuts. But yeah, I haven't really started to set up yet. But I've got Got my pit wheat, and of course, gotta have Benton. But I've also got, oh, there we are. Harry, Sarah Jane. I got my Tom Baker hiding over here in the corner. This does not belong here, but I put it here anyway just because I think it's funny. This is, and I was trying to get one of these for a couple years. I finally got one last year. That is a Scudder from Red Dwarf. I think I paid like $30 for it. They are a little bit more difficult to get. I mean, unless you're willing to throw down 50 or $60, and then how many you want. But I mean, it's just one little droid action figure. I think I paid $30 for that one. I got lucky. And then I've got sack of potato heads. I got my 2 Centauran ships over here. Oh my god, I haven't actually taken it out. Heinz by why? So I've got about 7 Centaurans over here. And of course I've got a K9 hiding out in the back. Affirmative, master. Gotta have that guy. Because we're doing the Pertwee with Benton and Baker, Harry, Sarah Jane. Throw a K9 in the mix just because we can. And then big sack of potatoes with 2 spaceships. I haven't started to set it up yet. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to do with it. I just know the components. I don't really know. I've got the ingredients. I just don't know what I'm baking yet. But it'll be fun. But I went through that last night. I pulled out some of the, because I had some other figures in there randomly. I was like, nope, nope. This doesn't go here either. So I'm going to list a bunch of stuff. It's still too early to list, but I can do delays. Basically schedule the listing. I don't like scheduling listings on Saturday until like after 2 o'clock my time. I'm in Florida because I mostly do U.S. business. Figure 2 o'clock is usually 11 o'clock in California. So people are up, awake. They've had their morning coffee. You know, they had their eggs and bacon or what have you, or avocado toast, or depending on what city you're in. Mind you, avocado toast, it's good. It's good for you too. So, not knocking that. Because I'm woke. Yeah, I'm not asleep. I don't understand that. I never understood where that was a bad thing. You're woke. You're a sleeping sheep. What's the point? I'm going to reward myself playing with my Doctor Who toys. Do some delayed auctions. I'm probably going to fry up the last 3 eggs from the 1 container. And I've got some turkey sausage in there, some turkey sausage links. Probably do that with the eggs. Traditional but still nutritious breakfast. Kinda. I mean, it's still a processed meat, but turkey as a foundation is a lot better than, other choices. Do some listings. If I get my Centauran set up, I need to get that light bulb set up top. That's going to look sweet. Then I got big pile. You might have seen it. I don't even know if I caught it in the camera or not. Got big pile of Star Wars stuff up there. I got to kind of do the same thing. I don't totally know what I'm doing there yet, but I have that amazing troop transport, which full disclosure, we got those in at when I was working at Ollie's, and with my discount, I think I was paying like just under $20 for them. I bought like 4. One of those moments where I almost felt guilty because I think we got in like 8, and I bought 4 of them. I kept 2 and I resold 2. This is the stuff you're not technically supposed to do. Because yeah, I think I paid like $18 for them, and I sold them online for like 70. And I'm working in retail. It's not like I'm making killer money. Let me make that extra $50 where I can. Don't judge too bad. But yeah, I still have one that I haven't even touched. It's still in the box in the attic, probably at George. And then I've got that one loose. I had that one with my stuff at George, and that got sent to me pretty early on with some of the figures that I had with it and stuff. I started to almost sort of set something up, and then everything went sideways with my parents, and it was just like, okay, it's just going to sit in the back of my bookcase here with piles of stuff on top of it, because I can't do anything with that right now. Because I have a mom that's in a hospital, and I have a dad that's cutting locks off of doors with a acetylene torch. Give me a sec. Something's happening. I have to take this call. Kind of shit, But thrive, not survive. Gonna do my work. I'm gonna do my 1 brick. And work on some of the stuff behind me too. Probably gonna blast some really loud Doctor Who, because classic Doctor Who. It's a channel on YouTube. They've been uploading full episodes of the old stuff. I mentioned I watched Robots of Death yesterday. So cool. So cool. And I have Blu-rays and DVDs, a lot of the stuff too, but most of that, the capability for that is in the living room. I've got my computer at the bar here. And I do have a DVD player in the tower, but it doesn't do Blu-rays. And a lot of the Doctor Who I have is actually Blu-ray, so I think we're being boarded. Just hearing like the big truck vibration. Not Gauntlet, not Zybots. I hear it in color, so there's 6 different active sound things going on a moment ago. There's still like a bass beat going on. Probably somebody on the road with their subs kicking. I hear everything. Blessing and a curse. But yeah, I can't really run Blu-rays in my computer, so. But classic Doctor Who. They uploaded The Deadly Assassin, they uploaded Robots of Death, they uploaded Peter Davison, Black Orchid, which is a very odd but interesting episode. Just several new, like 4 or 5 new, not new, but things they hadn't had up before. They did that a couple days ago. So, I don't know. And I can look through the back catalog too, because they've got William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, they've got all kinds of stuff. And I may even watch a couple, see what they've got from a Centauran standpoint. Plug in the Centauran Experiment if they have that, which I think they do. And or the Time Warrior. Because those are the 2, the Centauran ships. They released this, it's the same ship. They just redid it. They released it twice, once in a Centauran Experiment box set, and once in a Time Warrior box set of some sort. Yep. Yeah, I wanted to put my Leela up there, but I just can't make her work in context. If I'm doing more Centauran Experiment and non-Invasion of Time, If I were doing an Invasion of Time, then yeah, you know. But this is going to be more, I think, Time Warrior, more Centauran experiment. But I'm kind of mixing it up too. I don't know, I'm just going to have fun with it. I need to figure out some backdrops. I need a quarry. See, there's a running gag joke kind of thing. There were, like, I guess a quarry or two in England that they filmed a lot of Doctor Who stuff in, like third and fourth Doctor, when they needed planet-side background. They filmed in these quarries, so like every planet is rocky. It's just funny. So if I had some faux faux rock walls to put in the background, that would be fantastic. Maybe when I get the printer set up, I could actually print some out, print it on like a cardstock and insert it like, like flats on a theater. And it's actually set up as like an E-stage, because most stages aren't, Mr. Wilson, most stages aren't box. They're usually like that. It's like a branching out C kind of thing. And that's actually set up that way. It's actually set up like a theater stage in that respect, which is kind of cool. So I just got to think that way. But yeah, hopefully by the end of the day, I will have maybe another 50 listings eBay-wise. It's real possible. And the mess behind me a little bit more taken down. Something going on Centauran-wise, something going on Star Wars-wise. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, but it's 15 to 30% like all day. And tomorrow. So, not even going to worry about the garage sale. I can make the monies on the eBay very easily. I can eyeball the overflowing 2 boxes of stuff that's pretty much ready to go over there. I've got $500 to $1,000 worth of stuff to list right there. That's not even counting the other stuff that I pretty much could put together without like massive difficulty. That'll keep me busy for a minute. So if I'm doing that every week, again, still have a little bit of money. We're not like eating the dogs, eating the cats. But I do need to make money come in too. That's part of my job, right? So, and I really, 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 really would like it if my girl could get the stuff out of the attic and get it here. But that's tricky because they're in very large totes, and getting it down the little staircase and whatnot. She may need to borrow Tiny for a day or two to be able to extract stuff. But I'd like to be able to compare with what I've got here with what I had there. And because I'm sure I've got several hundred more listings there, just waiting to be exploited. It's revenue, and it's also thinning, because we are collecting to play, not to hoard. We're trying to break the hoarding. No matter where I look, I see stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna fry some eggs and then get to work. Health check, I feel pretty good. Still at that 1.5 cigars a day, trying to get that down and my stress levels are feeling pretty good. I haven't really had the chest tightness so much and or the panic attacks as much in the past week or so, which is good. It's not a complaint. And that also will help me to quit smoking, because stress smoker, if I'm wigging out, my first instinct is to grab a cigarillo, and apparently they're bad for you. Yeah, and I'd rather it didn't kill me. You know, given the choice. Should be going to see my dad on Monday. I gotta go pay his rent. It's so weird. So weird. But hoping I don't get any of those phone calls over the weekend. You know, haven't heard from Billy at the VA, which annoys me, but I know if we're waiting for a bed, if we're waiting for space, we're waiting. You know, the only way you can speed the process up there is to commit a felony or two. And the family of the victim would not think it was cool. So, I mean, it's just the reality of it. You know, if you're waiting for a bed at, like, you know, hospice or at an assisted living or something like that, people don't usually go home from that, so you're kind of waiting for somebody to kick it. I mean, it's kind of dead man's boots. Is that kind of, does that analogy work here? I ask because I'm not AI. Oh, and if you do eBay, don't let AI write your descriptions. I hate reading descriptions that are AI because they're just so made of plastic. This piece is exquisite. You see descriptions like that, and it's like, I don't know that anybody's ever described plastic as exquisite. You're a machine, aren't you? You're not a human, are you? No, you can't be. Not with phraseology like that. I've read some really... Don't ever do that again. Yeah. Waiting on that phone call. I'm okay with that phone call. Because that means we're getting my dad into a VA facility instead of where he is. Again, trying to get him the best B ending I can. I tried to get both my parents an A ending 2 years ago. They screwed that up. If you understand, like, video game kind of stuff, speaking like from a survival horror, because this is a survival horror resource game that I'm in. It's a very strange mix of genres. Yeah, I missed the window for the A ending because the AIs were not cooperating with me. But I can still get... With Mom, that was like a C ending. But my hand was forced on a lot of that stuff. There was nothing I could do about it. She created the downward spiral that ended with her getting a C ending. With my dad, I can still get him a B ending. An A ending would have been the two of them in a retirement home, holding hands, watching TV together, sipping iced tea. That ship sailed. That was 2 years ago. Could have happened. They rejected it. So... But if I can get my dad into a VA home where he's going to be hanging out with other vets that have similar issues, and they can tell each other the same stories over and over like it's the first time, he'll be as happy as I can get him. You know? And he'll have a medical staff on hand that actually understands him because they've seen 100 men like him before. The place he's at now, some of them really get it, and some of them he's just a sweet old man. He never hurt anybody, and it's like, I'm not saying he will hurt them, but I am saying you're not taking him as seriously as you probably should. There's dementia, but he's also a combat vet from Vietnam with PTSD who sees people that aren't there and taught MacGyver everything MacGyver knows and was holding back. So, underestimate him to your own peril. I've known him 54 years. I know what he can do. Yeah, he's 85 now. Go ahead and underestimate him. See how that works out. So, really hoping I get that phone call. That'd be great. Anyway, let me go ahead and sign up here. At this point, I think I'm just babbling. Hopefully I'm making sense. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Seriously, if you're enjoying the content, throw me a like. You know, I am trying to grow this a little bit. It's not my career, but, you know. And feel free to start a conversation with me in the comments, whatnot. If you got any questions about anything, I'm kind of open book-ish. I mean, there's some things I'm not going to, disclose, but I'm not going to be doing, calendar pin-up photo shoots or anything like that anytime in the near future. But the camera does make me look a little chunkier than I am. It's weird. Having, little girl insecure moments doing, playbacks, and I'm like, wow, that makes me look almost fat. But I'm not. What is that? It's the camera. It adds 10 pounds. It is weird, though. I mean, my diaphragm is a little bit more pronounced because of theater and singing and whatnot. But that's here. So, I got the kind of thing going on here. That's not from beer. I blame Mr. Wilson. Anyway, I'm going to sign off here. Make it a great day.